Here's how you can make any melody beautiful in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to use a Chopin Nocturne to demonstrate. One of the things that I use personally in all of the melodies that I play ever is something called phrasing. And phrasing is super important to music, just as it is in language that we speak. For example, let's say I'd like to go to the store and then I'd like to go back home. I wouldn't say I'd like to go to the store and then I'd like to go back home. That would be kind of crazy, right? That's, we don't talk that way. And also, we don't play music that way. How we need to play music is thinking of it as if we're speaking a language. So I'm going to show you how to apply phrasing to your music and how we can do that in something like this Chopin Nocturne. So let's take a look. Right in the beginning of the piece, in the first line, I see two distinct phrases in this sheet music. So what does that mean to me? It's almost as if I'm going to put a little comma, as if I was saying the first phrase and then put a little comma and then said the next one, right? So we wouldn't have that all flow perfectly together, right? This would be two distinct segments. Now, how do I do that? Well, I can use a lot of hand techniques to do that. Basically, what you want to do is follow the contour of the musical line and have your hand adapt its weight as you move up and down the line. So for example, if I start on this B flat, I might play it very soft. And then as I go to the G, I might lean into the G and use a little more force with my hand, a little more arm weight. So what am I doing as I approach the end of the phrase? I'm actually coming down in volume to show the end. And come down. Now, here I have a break in the phrasing, right? That was the last note of the phrase, and now the next note starts a new phrase. So I'm going to almost breathe with my hand and come up and off a little bit and use my wrist. Here are the last two notes. Ba-yum. Do you see how that engages my new phrase? So here's how that sounds in total. It's very important to shift around the weight of your arm while you're moving up and down a line or a musical phrase. For example, when a line moves upwards, I like to use more arm weight as if I'm emphasizing the music going up. Now, when we're coming down, I like to use less arm weight so that we can show that the phrase is kind of falling. What this does is it creates a very natural sounding phrase, because that's kind of what we do with our voices too in language. I like to call this method contouring, where you contour the touch, the dynamics, and the flow of your wrist to the contour of the musical line. And what this does is it creates a very, very natural and beautiful melody. So I'll do that now again with our second phrase that we have here. Excellent. Now, as you can see, Chopin wrote a crescendo and a decrescendo in that phrase, and it's no surprise because we're going all the way up to that C up there. And of course, that's right in the middle of the dynamic increase. Then of course, after that C, I come back down. Good. And then lift the wrist at the end, play the last note very soft, and lift your wrist as there is a new phrase about to happen again. Another very important aspect of making a melody beautiful is the sound volume of what is not your melody. In this piece, we have a very beautiful chordal left hand. So what we need to do is make it super soft, super soft. You do not want that to be loud. It doesn't matter how you play your melody. If it is loud in the left hand, it will not sound beautiful in the right. So let's take a look at that. So the chord structure that Chopin is using is a bass note down here and then chords up here, right? Now, what we need to do with this is you need to be very loose with your wrist. We need to be very sensitive to the touch. And now what we need to do is put the hands together. And it's often very difficult for beginners to make such a difference in sound volume between their chords and their melody. So what I recommend is this technique right here. It's called ghost playing. And we're gonna ghost play our left hand. Let me show you how to do that right now. So what ghost playing is pseudo playing. You're outlining the chords of your left hand, but you're not actually playing. You're barely going down to not make a sound at all. What this does is it trains your left hand to be super sensitive to the keys. And so that right there will train my brain to do more weight on my right hand melody and very sensitive touch on my left. And that will really train you to do the volume difference that we're talking about. So after it's all said and done, I just want to show you how it will sound if the left hand is too loud. It suddenly became unmusical. And like I said, it didn't matter how I played the melody on the right. Too loud on your chords that cover up your melody, it's not going to be beautiful. And that's just how it is. I hope this helped you. For more tips, keep watching our videos. If you need help making a melody beautiful and you just can't get to that next level, we are here to help you. Go sign up for a lesson. You can sign up for one for $5 and just try it out. I promise you, you will be astounded at the quality of our instructors. Go try it. I'll see you on the other side.